rising from the fire of slender. You are not born, you are not torn asunder, you are unwounded, you are unscathed. You make the world fragrant all the more. You shower flowers of love and affection on way to your goal.
Ripping you apart, no one can crush you, nor injure your womanhood. Storm will pass by, you will emerge unarmed, unblemished, unlike the mighty Everest.
Look around, how the gutsy waves carry along bones and skeletons of the tormentors. No more shedding of tears, the auspicious hour has dawned. Come along, let's join hands and relish the glorious hour.
The time that stands changed, the air and water changed. No more desperation abounds. No one is helpless anymore. In torture and pain, no one weeps and sobs under the veil. We have rights from birth till death. None can snatch away. Stop trembling at the hint of an eye.
The energy of her inner self is no longer dormant. Flesh and blood, mind and heart are all alert. The sun of confidence has risen in her. See how the face dazzles. See how the sky, like heart, splashes with love. No one is meager here. Like the feeble creeper, don't hang on support in darkness. Stand tall on your feet in broad daylight.
The strong feet now possess power of 100 lionesses. It is not the time to go through any more torment, any more distress. No one fills the cup with the poison of hatred. Come together, come along.
Keeping foot on hold and hand on hand, we will build heaven on earth, where voice of compression will filter, and goodness and fair play will reign wherever we are. We are all dear, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one.
We are all one. Today, we witness something new, an unfolding from India to South Africa, to Afghanistan, to Nigeria, to Mexico and France, to the United States. We all tune in together, a force of global unity during this time of unprecedented transformation. Never before has the world been so urgently called upon to demonstrate the principles of unity, collaboration, and service. There are different names we could call this phenomenon, and in its honor, we title today's event, A Call for a New Humanity. You, dear audience, are out there working just like we are to endure, transform, and emerge newly awakened to what were previously latent potentialities. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, we will hear and see the work of 5 women artists and activists who are breaking through outmoded ways of thinking and behaving, and through their art, making us ever more conscious of who we truly are, of our inherent unity. The reflective power of art, when inspired by love, guides humanity towards a more holistic approach to human relationships. These 5 women's exhibitions and stories of activism demonstrate what is possible now that was impossible before, and why women are at center stage of this unfolding world consciousness. Our Council of Leopards fireside chat will be moderated by Ambassador Sharon Wilkinson, a retired Foreign Service officer with service in Mexico, Brazil, the Netherlands, Antilles, Portugal, and Ghana. President Clinton appointed her as ambassador to Burkina Faso and later to Mozambique. Ambassador Wilkinson served as a diplomat in residence, then Assistant Dean for Global Engagement at Arizona State University, and later as Senior Vice President for Global Engagement at the Meridian International Center. She is a Women Forward International board member. But before Ambassador Wilkinson begins, I would like to thank the Embassy of the State of Qatar, our founding donors and inspiring partners, along with our other donors, including the Heart's Path Charitable Foundation and our many supporters for making this event possible. I would also like to introduce Dania Abdullah, Women Forward International's new incoming program officer and leader of our Council of Leopards Alumni Network. Dania, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Davis-Packard. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our esteemed guests from all over the world. I'm Dania Abdullah, Women Forward International's incoming program officer. We're pleased to have you with us at our Council of Leopards event today. Many of you might be wondering, what is the Council of Leopards? And maybe even why leopard? The leopard is an ancient, powerful, majestic creature. Symbolized as the healer of deep wounds, the leopard is feminine, and it harnesses its strength to transcend its wounding and reclaim its lost power. Drawing inspiration from this fierce feline, the Council of Leopards is a comprehensive alumni program and network for students, practitioners, artists, client partners, and those devoted to the advancement of women to connect, find job internship and mentoring opportunities, share publications, gain exclusive access to our research and creative projects, as well as participate in our biannual fireside chats with leading artists, activists, feminist thinkers, and experts from all over the globe. We are also excited to announce the upcoming launch of our sister program, the Artists Council, spearheaded by Wesley Spencer, Women Forward International's Director of Strategic Development and Arts Partnerships. The Artists Council will exclusively focus on the power of the arts in transforming cultures and minds, infusing a fresh, honest, and authentic approach, both to the discourse and practice of international relations and development. To our Council of Leopards, we are delighted to have you with us and ask you to stay tuned for our event on January 7th, The Hour, where you will have the opportunity to meet one another and take part in a project soon to be unveiled. For those of you who are interested in joining us, we welcome you to be a part of our network. For more information, please have a look at our website or feel free to reach out to me on dania@womenforwardinternational.org. I am now pleased to turn the floor to Ambassador Sharon Wilkinson, who will moderate a timely and critical conversation with our distinguished guest speakers. What will it take to reach a new humanity? We invite the Council of Leopards and general attendees to submit their questions in the chat box as we go, as they will be addressed in our live Q&A. Ambassador Wilkinson, the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much, Dania. Good morning to all of you, and thank you for joining us today for this very unique global gathering. We will be examining potentialities of the challenge in achieving a new humanity. I ask you, dear audience, to think about how you would define a new humanity. Why is it important as a global goal? What must happen to achieve it? What is your part to play? The central question for each of our guest artists and activists is, what will it take to reach a new humanity? Let us now meet our first speaker, who is joining us from Nigeria. Genevieve Akin is an award-winning photographer and storyteller who explores through her work personal experiences and contemporary social issues of identity, sexuality, gender, and social roles. She is a recipient of the Wellcome Photography Prize for her Manankin series that explores the controversial practice of female circumcision from the point of view of those who oppose it. She currently lives and works in Lagos, Nigeria. Genevieve, the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Genevieve Akin. I am a Nigerian photographer, an artist, and a storyteller based here in Nigeria, in Lagos. And okay, I will just go straight forward because the introduction has already been done. I would say what it would take to be a new humanity. I would say I am constantly working towards a new humanity by doing this in hope to eradicate the barbaric practice of female genital mutilation in Nigeria as a rite of a passage of young girls around the world, in hope to awaken our consciousness towards a new humanity for us all to learn to enjoy our individuality. Because I believe that certain experiences and notions of a new humanity is universal. So I am working towards this a new humanity by doing this through my photography, work practice, and research I did that draws towards female genital mutilation as a global issues, addressing the emotional and the psychological effect and misrepresentation as a sexual object in a stigmatized traditional context in Nigeria, and the changes that my work has affected. So in here, I will quickly share a screen to show you my works, which is my photography works, which is called Monankim. Okay, I'll just go to share screen. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, indeed, we can see it.
Okay, so through the research I did happens to, okay, this image it's a reflection and as an inspiration that came through the research I did that happens to, be of my late mom, who went through the traditional practice of female circumcision as a rite of a passage. And then later, when she grew up, came to a certain stage in her life, how she came to know about the stigma and the health issues relating to female circumcision. She stood against it, and through her, I and my sisters didn't go through the traditional rites, which was expected of us. And so this photography, I created this work in 2017, and so which came as I said, as an inspiration of my mom, and also as a reflection of my mom, and the patient I took in looking for the right subject, and then the technique I use in creating the images is to portray it in a respectful way. And I'm glad I have had these works being shown in different organizations, like in Italy, and also these works also got awarded, won a photography prize, the Welcome Photography Prize in London in August this year. Okay, I think this is the end of the images. Okay. Yeah, and I'm working towards a new humanity, because I believe as a new humanity, if we gain a better understanding of this world and how we as human beings are woven into into it, just as we are woven into it with our body, with the fragile thread of this earth. And I think we can do a greater thing. And I hope to use my work, photography works, to keep on pushing, and in hope, for the female circumcision will be eradicated and stopped completely, especially here in Nigeria, in a community where I come from. And thank you very much for giving me the space and time to share my take. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Genevieve, for sharing with us your compelling photography and for letting us in on the story of your family and how you came to do this important work. And good luck as you continue, as you say, to push.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to move now to Dr. Sakina Yacoubi. Dr. Yacoubi is the CEO of the Afghan Institute of Learning, an organization she founded in 1995 in response to the lack of education and healthcare that the Afghan people faced after decades of war and strife. She is also the co-founder and vice president of Creating Hope International. Dr. Yacoubi has established 4 schools, a hospital, and a radio station in Afghanistan. She is the recipient of 6 honorary doctorates, including from Princeton University. Among many other prizes and honors, she was nominated as one of 1,000 women for the Nobel Peace Prize. To answer the question, what will it take to reach a new humanity? Dr. Yacoubi will demonstrate for us the power of Afghan poetry in empowering women. Dr. Yacoubi, the floor is yours.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Thank you very much, Ambassador Wilkinson. It is a great honor to be here, especially that joining every one of you from different country and having different story to share with us. And specifically, I would like to thank Women Forward International, specifically Dr. Davis Packard, because really she is a power behind this. And I think this is the right time for this title, Humanity, New Humanity. This is something that we are looking forward, because the day that today we are living, the way that crisis is heading everywhere, we really need this issue to really discuss. I am going to share with you a poem, and I read from Maulana Rumi. First of all, there is a, Rumi says that behind appearance, behind undistinguished mercy from wrath, whether he is wise or ignorant or corrupt, but a mercy hidden in a wrath, or hidden wrath in the heart of mercy, and only be recognized by one whose heart contains a spiritual touchstone. So that was Rumi's saying. Why I want to share this with you? Because today I really believe that Afghanistan, the whole entire world, is going through a crisis that we really need humanity to be encouraged. Love, forgiveness, compassion, and wisdom. Those are the issues that we are seeking, all of us. And what AI is doing in that area, I think that through all these 40 years, Afghanistan suffered tremendously. You all know about the conflict in Afghanistan right now. Every day that as we are talking right now, there is bombing, there is explosion, people are being killed, and nobody do anything about it. Everybody is talking that they are going to bring peace, but peace is not there. And the people are really, they are desperate. They really need peace. They are devastated. And those people, their mental state of mind is so hard, and they have been away from so many things. I want to share with you this, why I want to share Rumi with you. Afghanistan has a rich culture. Afghanistan has a rich heritage. Afghanistan has a great poet. Afghanistan has a huge mountain. Afghanistan has a beauty in nature. the people of Afghanistan, they completely forget what is that they own, what they should look for. They are so involved in this war, and they are so involved to just protecting themselves that they forget their hospitality. They forgot about their relationship. They forgot about their God, their connection with God, their closeness, their heart connected with God. Completely all those things have been forgotten. But Rumi, if you really look at Rumi poetry, it's really bring you from the heart to God, from God to your heart. And that is the way Rumi is giving us those poetry. Those poetry is telling us to share and love. Those poetry is telling us to look around you, the beauty of world, and appreciate that. Those poetry is telling you that how important humanity to be so touched that everyone touch each one's heart. Doesn't make difference if it's your family, if it's your friend, if it's your neighbor, if you are nation or other nation. Rumi constantly is explaining those issues, but what happened to our people? They completely forgot that. So AOL, through a conferences, we develop a conference that every year we give about 9 to 10 conferences internationally and nationally. In that conference, we pick up a Rumi poem, and that poetry is being read and being analyzed and being discussed. And do you know that for purpose of this is to really change the mindset? And that is, I could see it. It has been 5 years that we are trying to produce this conference. Every year, I could see that people are different. People are really is looking forward to those conferences, and also they are using Rumi as a guide right now. And that is the reason we start to do that. And so I'm going to show you a few slides from Afghanistan that you can see what I'm talking about, and also what AOL is doing to preserve this culture through art, through poetry, and through empowering women. That's just very briefly, I'm going to share this with you. First of all, this poem that you see there, the jang, means that peace is much better than having war. So here that I'm going to share this with you, and this is my country. That's what I want to share with you. This is the Valley of Panjshir. My personal heart is telling me that when you look at this mountain, so powerful, so rich, from all kinds of things, and you don't need to be worried about anything. Just sit and meditate and just think about beauty, about love, about compassion. And that's Panjshir Valley. That's all I want to share with you. This is Badakhshan. Look at the power of this mountain. God created us, all of us. God created this beauty. And that is the way we should look, not just for little things. And thinking about this thing, you do not think about the animosity, you do not think about revenge, you do not think about war, you think about peace, and that brings you peace. And that's what I wanted to share you. So what AOL is doing, try to preserve the culture and the art. So we are trying to preserve that skill that we have. Here is another slide that I want to show with you. This is also Herat city. This is a Sadatal, is a marking point in Afghanistan in Herat. Herat is a city with many, many mausoleums from the oldest ancient time. But this is the Sadatal, and that is another like marks the city of Herat. And now I'm going to see here. This is the mosque. It's called Gawashad Begum Mausoleum. This Gawashad Begum Mausoleum is a beautiful place. Gawashad was a queen in Afghanistan, in Khorasan, when Afghanistan was that empire, all with Asia. But the point is that what I want to show you that you see this area, this tile, these are all has been completely destroyed because of war, because of mine, because of bombing. So as a result, somebody needs to repair this thing. And in order to repair this, we need someone to be able to do that work. We don't have anyone. We only have one man who is an old man who is remain alive. The rest of them are dead or they are away from the country. How we are going to keep this alive? This is the mausoleum. Again, you could see completely all the tile work, the beautiful, beautiful color of turquoise is completely demolished. There was supposed to be 7 minarets, only 3 is left because of bombing in Afghanistan. So this needs to be repaired. How we are going to repair this? With who we are going to repair? This is a great mosque in Herat. Again, you see this tile work is completely gone, all because of bombing. And this blue color, this tile work, it is beautiful work, but there is nobody to repair them because we lost all the people who repair. This is from inside. You could see these are all have been completely destroyed. I just want to share this with you. I'm going to talk very fast because I don't have that much time. I know that, but I just really wanted to share with you. So this is from inside. So what EOL did, EOL hired this old man. This is the only man who is alive. We hired him, we gave him month-to-month salary, and he is training students to be able to really repair those problems. But of course, I wish I could do it. I don't have that kind of funding. This is the job of UNESCO. UNESCO should do that. But I am hoping, I'm a hopeful person. I hope someday Afghanistan will have this be repaired in UNESCO camp, and then we have people who can do this job. That is the reason we hired this man, and we are asking him to teach the students. Here is another thing, that we preserve arts. Art is very important, as you all know that, and art can tell you the story of every individual life. This is a calligraphy. Again, why we are preserving this? Because this is so important for Afghanistan and for the world is important. But today, Afghanistan is in poverty, people are poor, they don't appreciate art, they don't appreciate calligraphy, but the people who are doing this skill, they are dying. Again, this man, this old man is a teacher. And so we hired him and we asked him to teach the students his skill, calligraphy. You can see on the wall, this different calligraphy that is sitting there. And so he is trying to teach these students so that we can preserve this skill. The next one, this is again a sample of a different calligraphy. They are different style. I am not an artist. I cannot explain to you the style, but these are all different style of calligraphy, and people love this. And so if we don't preserve this, this is going to be destroyed completely, go away. And that is the reason we are trying to teach that. This is, again, is a skill that is in Afghanistan, is the ancient skill. They are making glasses. This guy is going to die pretty soon. All of us is going to die. So we hire him and his uncle to do this glass work that we can preserve this art. And here is his uncle with this glass that they are producing. These are the a piece of art. I feel these are art, they are beauty, and that we should preserve. That's again, EOL is doing. So the best one that I want to share with you is the carpet weaving. This is women empowered to do this project. We teach women how to weave carpet. There are many, many women have been graduated from this program, and they are empowered, they are self-sufficient, they are resilient, they are able to have their own money and stand on their own feet. But why carpet? Carpet is something that I love. And you want to make me to be happy, you just say, okay, have a cup of tea and sit in this carpet. You see, carpet is something that is a piece of art. The more you look into it, the more you see the design, the more you see the stage, the more you see the compassion, the love that those women put stage by stage. Stage by stage, they build relationship with each other, they remember God, and they are knitting this piece of rock. And when you sit in there and have a cup of tea, and you look at this, the serenity surrounds you. You become so calm and quiet that you do not believe how. Every time that I am depressed, I am upset, I have to go to a room that it has one of these rocks. When you look at the rock, you see every design is different. Every color is different. And this combination, the balance of this is really make you calm down and balance. And that's I really wanted to share with you. I know I took a lot of time, but I really believe that this is something that I needed to you see that what EOL is doing to preserve the culture, the poetry, the art of Afghanistan. And through that, we are trying to bring peace. And it's working. It's working. It's slow, but it's working because thousands of people are getting to be in a right place. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yakubi, for your exposition. Wow, we've had quite an education. And thank you for showing us the way toward this new humanity through art and through poetry. Your message was very compelling.
Thank you.
So now I would like to call on Chloe Bertrand. Born in post-apartheid South Africa to a Ghanaian mother and French father, Chloe Bertrand grew up passionate about African history, art, development, and gender equality. Curious about the lack of government action against economic disparities in South Africa, she decided at the age of 13 to fundraise for an all-female urban micro-farming community project operating in one of Cape Town's largest townships. She remains very active through volunteering for international organizations and supporting a leadership program for marginalized young women based in London, England. Chloe is currently a master's degree student at the International Public Management at Sciences Po, Paris, and most recently participated in a WFI-sponsored project to research gender and feminist dynamics in West Africa for a nonprofit called Equipopulation. Chloe, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Wilkinson, and thank you, Women Forward International, for inviting me here today. I'm very humbled to be speaking amongst a panel of influential and inspiring women about the power of art and gender equality. So I'm just going to give you a bit of background about my my artistic background. I started photography at a young age, and growing up as a shy person, actually very shy, it always gave me the opportunity to express myself and my views without having to say them explicitly. And so this is the photo that I would like to share with you today, which I took in 2013 in South Africa, which is where I grew up. But coming back to the question, what does it take to reach a new humanity? First, I guess, what is meant by a new humanity? For me, I would say new humanity, or the humanity that I would like to live in, is very much inspired by Nelson Mandela's vision of post-apartheid South Africa, which is that of a rainbow nation, a united constellation of peoples, despite different cultures, skin tones, gender, or even abilities. And so the humanity that I would like to live in is a scaled up rainbow nation, I guess. It's a rainbow humanity, if that makes sense. So I guess, how do we reach that new humanity? How do we get there? I think it takes determination. It takes determination to create the change we want to see in the world. And this is why I have shared this picture with you today of Gabriella, because for me, she really represents a determined, strong girl who will create the change she wants to see in the world. And I was very fortunate to witness such determination during a research project, which I conducted with 5 other students and colleagues from my university, Sciences Po, in a project that was sponsored by Women Forward International and in collaboration with Equipop, this French NGO. And what we did over the course of a full academic year is that we researched feminists and activist dynamics in West Africa, and particularly in Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal. And so we did desk research, and we went on the field before Corona happened to meet young women and men, activists and feminists who act towards gender equality. And we interviewed them to determine how we may best support their actions to drive change in the region. And so the outcome was a report and a set of recommendations, which are available on the One Forward International website. So I do encourage you to have a look when you have a moment. But from this experience, it was a very eye-opening experience, because these women and men that we met were extremely determined to reach their goals, despite the adversity they faced, despite their time and financial constraints. And it really demonstrated for me that we can do anything. We can reach this new humanity that we like, that we would like to see. It just depends on the right determination and the willpower. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chloe. I was completely caught up with your little girl and just seeing the determination in her expression and also in her gesture. And I thought she was a beautiful illustration of the very important points about achieving a rainbow new humanity that you made. So I would like to now turn to Manasi Pradhan, who is joining us from India. Manasi is an Indian women's rights activist and author. She was the founder in 2009 of the Honor for Women National Campaign, a national movement to end violence against women in India, and Nirbhaya Vahini, the volunteer arm of the national campaign. In 2014, she received the Woman Power Award from the President of India. Born to a poor family in a remote village of Odisha, Manasi successfully resisted the social taboo against educating women and walked 15 kilometers daily to the only high school in the region. She was the first woman college graduate of her village and the first woman law graduate of her region. Manasi will share her vision of reaching the new humanity. Then I will recite another one of her powerful programs. Manasi, the floor is yours.
I want to share my story. Hi everyone. They said, you can do it. You are not capable enough. You are but a girl from a village. And that, ladies and gentlemen, changed the course of my life. I don't see this as a story of one single girl. I believe it is the story of hundreds and thousands of men and women who have not stopped when they were asked to stop, who did not look back because there were forces pulling them back. They had something in them to fight back, to stand up for themselves. They had the courage. And I believe each one of us has that inner strength, the courage to stand up for what we believe in. At the age of 18, I was needed to bring food of my family of 6. And that was not the only challenge I was facing. I decided then to also stand up for those women who were not able to provide for themselves. These women had no one to back them up. That is when I established my organization that commits itself to fighting for what is just, what is right, that stands up for violence against women. When I decided to establish my own printing press as a woman, it was something people in my part of the world have not seen before. How can a woman do this? And to me, this question was more like a challenge. Why cannot I do it? I had inspirational figures in my life, such as my mother, it's a late mother, who always believed in me, and so did I believe in the men and women who I work with. I am nothing but a means to a goal which is much higher than all of us. The goal is for us to achieve equality. It is for us to make sure that women and men have the equal right and equality. Here is not based on what he has and what I lack. It is rather based on what I want to do, and for me to have the freedom and choice to do it. And if we stand by each other, then we can do things which probably others do not accept us to do, and that might scare many people. I am addressing a young group here, I understand. And I strongly believe that you, the young people, symbolize the new humanity we are referring to here. New humanity is what all of us are living today, where I believe we have the ability now more than before to emphasize with each other. And empathy is much more blissful. Thank you very much. I'm working for women and victim women, especially. In lifelong, I promise and swear to work for the women, only for women, and not any Odisha. I'm born for Odisha, not Odisha, not India. I want to, if I will get chance, I want to work everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Manasi. And I think your poem, which I'm about to read, which is entitled Love Reigns, perfectly illustrates in poetic form your message for us this morning. So if you will allow me, I'd like to present your poem. Love reigns. Thou shan't be haunted by nightmares. Who is he that marches over, demon or tormentor? Don't be afraid of the dark night. Every night brings a new dawn, fighting shadows alike the crimson red sun. New humanity sprinkles renewed vigor. A handful of soil squeezed rolls down droplets of blood, imprinted with the gory tale of the pandemic, with no address to bear. O man, forget caste, creed, and color. Wipe the tear, be it whomever's. Stretch out your hand, stand with the distressed, stand with your mate. See us threaded by a golden strand, bound by the Creator. One sky covers us all with hope and desire. Once born, death is inevitable. Kindness, forgiveness, and patience builds the house that endures in sorrow, pain, and torture. Don't be let down by mere struggles. Crossing 7 seas, 13 rivers advances humanity's torchbearer. Come one, come all, knit the fabric of relationships and sing the song of affection. Hear the hums of hope and aspirations that can move mountains and sail through oceans. See how beautiful the world is. Aspire to how beautiful the world could be. Thank you, Manasi, for the privilege of sharing your poetry. So now I'd like to introduce Vera Andre, who is joining us from Mexico. Vera Andre is a plastic artist who comes from the design discipline. She was born in Rio de Janeiro and is a nationalized Mexican citizen. Since 1994, she has dedicated her life to painting, sculpture, and engraving. Passionate about life and its mystical origin, Vera's work is a mapping and immersion of the micro and the macrocosmos, a journey through the unconsciousness of being. It is through her paintings and sculptures that Vera apprehends and processes the human experience in space as a whole, where we are all united, where we are the universe. Vera, the floor is yours.
Okay, good morning from Mexico. Hello, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this amazing project. You see, as artists, we express our thoughts and our concerns through our work. And I love the topic of a new humanity because it has been human unity what has inspired me to produce a lot of paintings and sculptures. Passion and love, what makes us go beyond. Passion and love inspires us to create. And when we create with an intent, I think the message is really received. And if the message is transforming, motivating, or even healing, then I think an artist is giving us a very valuable legacy. Mexico is full of opportunities, but for too many years, the country has suffered femicides, trafficking of women and girls, and many social injustices. Our society needs to make significant changes in order to improve women's well-being and security. And I think that as artists, our challenge is to create awareness and a strong will to change. When I paint female characters, more than just an image, I like to represent their talents, their abilities, their qualities through their gestures, the look in their eyes, and through colors and symbols. With these paintings, I like to empower women to change, to remember our strength, our great value, and regain the respect we deserve. As an example, here is Lilith. An antique Jewish myth talks about her. Lilith was Adam's first woman before Eve, and Lilith decides to leave because she feels she isn't treated as an equal, even though they both are made of the same clay. So there is a legend about her, considering her a demon, but I don't see her that way. I see her as the first woman to declare herself independent. She is standing in a confident pose. Her hair rises to the sky, talking about her intelligence, her spirituality, her ideas of liberty. And she emerges from the red because red is life, red is passion, and the strength she needs to untie from those who pretend to dominate her. And green talks about hope and about a way to freedom. If you look closely at these paintings, you can see they are conformed by cells, atoms, molecules. This is my way to express connection and unity. We are all connected with everyone and with everything. And this concept leads me to work abstract sculptures. This sculpture is called Love. My intent is to connect every part of it and express unity by joining every part of it. This is a challenge for me. Every part in harmony, I like that every side is completely different. That doesn't mean we feel distant from one another. Art has taught me to break limits like nationality, sexuality, religion, in order to change and to grow, because art is in constant evolution. Art is constantly changing. And well, I think that as artists, our work is our way to thank the Creator for everything we have received. And there is no bigger retribution for an artist than to touch someone's life with our work. So let us share our talents. Some can share their work, others opportunities, others their wisdom. And what we all can share is a very big smile and a deep look in another's eyes that say we are not indifferent, that say we really care. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vera. Lilith is just such a compelling figure, and she's just such a perfect embodiment of the message that we're trying to communicate this morning. So thank you very much. So now what I would like to do is to move on to questions from the Council of Leopards. And Dania will be the ringmaster here. So Dania, take it away.
Thank you, Ambassador Wilkinson. So our first question is from Rocio Cavazos, and it's directed to Genevieve. And she asks, I would like to know, how is her photography perceived in Nigeria versus abroad? What kind of responses does she get to her art and message?
Thank you. In Nigeria, my works is kind of very good received here, and I have about 67 projects of works I've worked on, and my work is mostly focusing on just mostly female, feminist representation, telling feminist story or issue, more like addressing issues. So it's really well received here, and not just only in Nigeria, it is also received anywhere. Like I've shown my works in many different places, and yeah. I don't know, I hope I was able to answer your question.
May I add to that question? I'm just curious, because you treat a very sensitive topic. Do you get any opposition at all to doing this from your family or the elders in your family, maybe from men? Do you have any challenges there?
At first, when I started creating, my works are also very thought provocative in nature, and because I go really very provocative, I try not to hide anything. I come out very open and raw, and at first, when I started, creating these works and addressing these issues, I was kind of scared at first to come out openly, fully. I wanted to be an anonymous, but then I told myself I have to stand, stand firm and stand up for myself and also for my works. And yeah, I'm glad how over the years, how my works, has come out to be very empowering to other women, and how other women have come to resonate, to my works, and also the men in Nigeria, because every man have a woman, a mother, a sister, a woman around them, so they also can totally relate to whatever issue I'm trying to address. And to my family, well, my mom, she's not alive, so she's not alive to see how far I have come and the kind of work I'm addressing or talking about. But to my sisters, they're alive, and they are also empowered by my works and what I create or what I talk about or what I stand for. And I'm glad how through my works and through what I stand for, they also have come to find their own freedom, and they're also liberated also from what I talk about. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. We have another question from Alison Vuli, and the question is for Dr. Yacoubi. How can people outside of Afghanistan support and donate to the school that is teaching traditional arts?
You can go to Afghan Institute of Learning website, and there is a place that you can donate to Afghan Institute of Learning, because the School of Art, all art and poetry, everything is under the umbrella of Afghan Institute of Learning. So if you donate there, then your fund specify that this is for the art, this is for poetry, whatever area you want to allocate your money, write on your check, and it will go to that area. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yacoubi, and thank you, Alison Vuli, for your question. We have a wonderful comment and a question from Pratibha Singh, and she says, I salute all the presenter women. You have taken such a brave and bold path. I'm inspired and strengthened by you all. My question is, when you come across inequality or unhelpful traditional patterns, what feelings do you encounter within yourself? And what do you feel as your own feelings that could be the most helpful in bringing about the spirit of new humanity through your work and the world that you interact with? That is such a wonderful question. Thank you so much.
First of all, I really feel that in this line of work, when you work and you know that there is lots of frustration, lots of discrimination there, lots of inequality, lots of injustice, and the tradition is really are not supporting you. There is frustration, but if you are a spiritual person, and if you really have a very strong belief in your whatever religion you believe, if you have, I think that will carry you on no matter how hard is the situation. There is never an easy solution for anything. Any country that you work, especially in front of the people who are really trying to stop you, trying to really build a wall that you are not existing, try to push that wall, it is very hard, very difficult. But first of all, you have to believe what you believe in yourself. You have to believe by yourself that you are capable, you can do it. Once you have that power, and also you believe on your spirituality, also as a human being, you know that humanity told us that all men and women are equal. And that is in every scripture of every religion. So once you know that and you have that knowledge, I think that knowledge is first priority. Once you have education and knowledge about that, then you can defend yourself, you can work toward it, but with patience, with wisdom, with kindness. You cannot just hold the banner and run and say, I am doing this. That, in my book, is not a solution. In my book, war is not a solution. In my book, just love and be very wise about what you are doing and keep going and have patience. That's the way I really try to solve this problem, because Afghanistan is not the easy place to work. Afghan people, for history, they tried to stop women. They said women is not supposed to be half of the population completely, they just ignore. But right now you see women of Afghanistan are blossoming. Women of Afghanistan everywhere. Women of Afghanistan doing everything. Long way to go, but we are getting there. Thank you. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yacoubi. That was a very compelling response. Is there anyone else that would like to take a tackle at this question?
I can have a quick go. Thank you, Dr. Yacoubi, for your answer. It was very inspiring. For me, the feelings I feel, I guess, are frustration, but it's a good frustration in the sense that it pushes me forward. And so that's how I use it. And it pushes me to, just say no and debate and challenge. Obviously, trying to understand the other person's perspective. Because I think ultimately I'm an optimist, but I do think that we will reach this new humanity that I hope my humanity is what people want to reach as well. But I think we'll reach this new humanity that we're looking for with optimism and love, as Dr. Yacoubi said, but using those feelings to drive and challenge others.
Thank you so much, Chloe. That's really powerful. So I'll move on to the next question for Dr. Yacoubi from Avery O'Rourke. So the question is, what keeps you motivated when enduring so much crisis in your country? How can we as women empower others to bring humanity and see the world as a more equal, inclusive place? She also says, thank you for this amazing experience and opportunity to listen to such empowering women. You all inspire me immensely, and I feel extremely privileged and honored listening to you all today. Thank you, Avery, and Dr. Sakina Yacoubi, whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much for such a wonderful question. First of all, I want to tell you that it is challenging. It is not easy to face the situation in Afghanistan. But what I really feel that when you have, I'm a spiritual person, let's put it, I have to say it. I'm not a religious person as such, but I'm a spiritual person. When you believe in spirituality and you believe in God strongly, so right there, you have something to hold on. You are not afraid. You keep going. You really feel that. And also remember that until you don't face challenge, you are not going to really push it hard. So those challenge makes you more aware and makes you more sort of awakened that this is an issue and how I'm going to face this issue. First with my belief in spirituality, believe in God, with my belief, and second, with my humanity. This is a beautiful topic that Women Forward International put today. That is specifically I am here for. And you know, I'm not an artist, I'm not a poet, but I took this initiative because I really strongly believe that one way that you can be challenged through art and through poetry, because poetry and art is a hidden language. You know what I'm saying? It's a hidden language that behind that piece of art and behind that poetry, so many depth is involved, so many interpretations, so many things that you analyze, you can see where you are going. So through that language, you can reach your goal without making a big noise. You see what I'm saying? I wish I was an artist. I wish I was a poet, but I do a lot of meditation. I do really get my power from there and then works with my colleagues. I use the art in my program a lot. I use the poetry in my program a lot. And I make conferences that others listen, others come and participate and awaken them. And that way we reach our goal that women, gender equality is very important. Also, ethnic, right now in my country, ethnicity is a big issue. People one against another, which is really, before it didn't exist, all of a sudden it's become a big, huge task that we are from this tribe or that tribe. So we are working through all kinds of discrimination. And working through that is really, you have to be strong and also just keep believing in yourself. I hope that I answer. I don't know. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question from Uchiok Bona from Lynn University. And she says, thank you all for the very heartfelt work you are all doing. A common theme I felt is the beauty in using creativity as your voice. What personal advice would you give young women who are challenging societal norms engraved in culture and would like to use art in different forms to do so, but are afraid and don't know where to start? Vera, I think you'd be a great candidate for this question. Would you like to tackle it?
Yes, hello, thank you. Well, I think that it is very important to be strong in our self-esteem from the moment we are small, from the moment we are born, that our parents help us to improve our self-esteem, not only because of the beauty of things, but what we are inside. I think that our spirituality is very important to reflect beauty, and art reflects beauty when it is created with a good intention. I love that, an intention of unity, of connection, and then beauty will be reflected, and we will see everyone beautiful because they share their spirituality through themselves. And in art, I love positive themes, no? Themes that empower people and that inspire people. They inspire people to be strong, to feel healthy, to feel that you can be united with everyone. And that is my way to represent beauty.
Thank you so much, Vera. Dr. Yakubi?
I work with many, many young women and young men. I find out through my experience that once that you work with those young men and women, first of all, you don't let yourself to be scared. You must be just facing the problem. Don't be scared. Don't miscalculate yourself that you are not able to do it. Because as a human being, God gave us the power that whatever we want to do, we can do it if we decide to do it and if we go forward. If we are afraid and go backward and say we are not capable, then you will not make it. My advice for all the young men and young women to really go forward and strongly believe in yourself. This is one. And second thing is that don't scare, gain knowledge. Don't be shy to ask questions. Don't be shy to say, I don't know. Make sure to you communicate and also educate yourself. Education, education, education. The more you get education, the more you get knowledge. It's through art, through poetry, through classroom, through books, through media, whatever you can get your hand in, try to learn. And when you learn, and also believe in yourself that you can perform. And that's it. The world is yours. You are the future of this world. We are looking forward for you. I am going to be gone tomorrow. I don't know. But you are going to be there and you are young. And so you have to take that task and that responsibility and be responsible for your action. That's my point. Thank you.
Genevieve, did you have a comment?
I would like to add a comment to that. Thank you, Dr. Sakina and Vera. What you've said is just perfectly and truth you've said. I would say I was one of those, person, woman who, as I started, creating, talking about my words, I was very scared. I didn't know how to come out. I know my words or what I'm addressing is very strong, but the works I was creating was stronger than me as a person. But I had to find this confidence in me to back up, with my works. And also, I had to ask myself questions. Questions, I found those answers. So the thing is that you have to ask yourself those questions first, and then you have to find those answers. Because the more you find those answers, the more you get to liberate yourself. The more you find those answers, the more you get to find your own freedom. So whenever anything is faced on you, you're able to stand confidently to back up your works, to back up your art, to back up whatever you're working on, because you have come to do the homework, and you've come to find the answers. And I think and also, education, you have to educate yourself. And if you have a mentor, good. You should find a mentor. You should find someone that you find inspiration from, and someone that can mentor you, that can give you the strength, that can boost your confidence. And and once you know all this, you're good to go. And the rest, your works or whatever you do, just speaks out for you. And sometimes, your work doesn't really, you just need whatever you're working on to speak deeply for you before you voice out your words. So I would say I was one of them, but now I've come to find myself, I've come to liberate myself, and I'm still learning, and also unlearning the things that I didn't know. So it's a phase, and once you go with it, I mean, the show is yours. Thank you. That's just what I wanted to add.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Genevieve, for allowing us to end on such a positive, instructive note. So as I must close, all good conferences, you can tell how good they are when you don't want to close, but our time is over. So I must extend a grateful thank you to all of our speakers and audience for being with us today. I especially want to thank the Wonder Women of Women Forward International, whose creativity and diligence brought us this multidimensional, multimedia program. Thank you, ladies. And now, Dania, I pass the floor to you to close.
Thank you, Ambassador Wilkinson. So I would like to leave you all with a poem from Hafiz, Not with Wings. Here soar, not with wings, but with your moving hands and feet and sweating brows, standing by your beloved's side, reaching out to comfort this world with your cup of solace drawn from your vast reservoir of truth. Thank you all for joining us in ushering forth a new humanity, and a special thank you to all our inspiring, phenomenal guests who have really shown us the path and a way to approach a new humanity. And we hope to expand this conversation to come. Thank you all.
Keeping foot on hold and hand on hand, we will build heaven on earth, where voice of compression will filter, and goodness and fair play will reign wherever we are. We are all dear, we are all one, we are all